Hey everybody, it's your boy Jorge Bravo here. I'm telling you guys that you want to check out the 3 Count podcast. It's pretty awesome. Thanks. Have a good
one. Welcome everybody to another great episode of the 3 Count Presents Now Entering the Ring. I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, as always, and I'm looking lovely today. You know, fresh shave. It's what we do. So, we got to go down this roster. And the only person that's on the roster today, you guys know him. He's always taking naps. He's even the nap guy on the new OG t-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees. You know him. I love him. Give it up. Q, a.k.a. JJ.
Thank you, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the sidewalks, keeping me off the streets. Dangerous times out here. Got a Revolutionary War Part 2 going on, so make sure you guys are locked and loaded. Chitty, chitty, bang. Murder everything. That's all from me.
So, you know this as a 3 Count Presents Now Entering the Ring. So, what does that mean? We always have some kind of guest. This man is a monster. He doesn't speak much, but today he speaks to us. Give it up for Adrian Sanders, a.k.a. Prince Shongo.
Thank you for having me, guys. This is going to be a very fun time. And what the chitty bang bang that was like he was shooting.
Yeah.
Was he? It was shot. You shoot shots. I was just making sure because it was like you take naps and you wake up and shoot people. That sounds very horrific. Like that's a terrible lifestyle to live. I don't know why you do that, but okay. Like I'm not judging. That's terrifying. But yes. Thank you for having me.
Answer these questions right for you. The only thing I've never asked this question is like JJ, like why does it always look like you're holding like a 1950s Tommy gun? Like you're like.
Honestly, I'm coming to get you. See?
Damn, yeah. See, man.
I don't know. It kind of just like it flows with the movements. I don't know if I should be like chitty back, like with a pistol, because like.
You look like you were an extra in Harlem Nights. Like you got the pristine hair and like it's beautiful. You had a Tommy gun to it, like stop shooting that shit. Yeah, that'd be
yes,
be awesome.
It's funny because he's been doing that. So I think this episode is probably going to air like late September, early October. But he's been doing that since like May, June, something like that. Like
so he's got a problem. Is basically what you're saying. He's got a problem.
It's because of quarantine, man.
Oh, okay, okay. There are actual people you can talk to, like actual people. You don't gotta be like, hey, what's up? No, stop doing that. You're killing people.
I can't help it.
You can, and you should, sir. You should. I'm worried about you.
Well, just pray for me, okay?
I'm gonna send kittens. A bag full of kittens.
Thank you.
All right. So, very first question I want to ask you, Adrian, man, is who is Prince Shongo?
Who is Prince Shongo? He is in a nutshell, he's a ruler of purgatory. He's the master of everything in between. He is feared by hell and wanted by heaven. He's a monster. He does not care about pain. The only thing he wants to do is destroy people. He inflicts as much damage and destruction as possible, and he revels in it. He enjoys it, and then he soaks away. Not soaks away. He walks away, only to do it again as much as possible.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. So, I have to imagine with a gimmick like yours, though, man, like you've got to probably have some pretty interesting stories. So I want to know, like, what's been your favorite fan interaction?
Oh man, there's so many. Favorite fan interaction. Well, it's always the kids that react, because if you ever come to a show and you see me, like my music's custom, so it has kids laughing and stuff like that. So when I come out, I have smoke coming out of my mouth and my eyes, my mask and stuff. And kids are like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And I'll sit there and I'll stare a child down when I'm working on somebody. If I got a guy over the ropes and I'm choking them, looking right at a kid, not blinking, and they're like all terrified and stuff like that. That's always fun. It's always good to get a reaction from people, because you can see they're like, "What in the hell is that?" Because you don't see it. Yeah, you don't see a lot of people, like, especially my size, doing a gimmick like that. And they're like, that's intimidating.
Yeah,
And
I feel like a lot of people's stories, man, always like because I understand like the wrestling business, but it's like to get the best reactions, you always go after the kids.
oh God, yes. You pick the most nervous person in the whole crowd and you mess with them. Like, especially as a heel, like I'll zone in. It's like a radar. Like, I'll find them like that and be like, oh, it's you. So I'll do stuff and I'll be sitting there telling them, like, and people have honestly like gotten up and walked out when I've come to the ring. They've gotten like stood on the other side of the concession stand and just waited for the match to be over. I think one of the funniest things that's happened is during intermission, like, the wrestlers come out, we I wouldn't say necessarily mingle with the fans or with the fans, and somebody handed me a baby, like a newborn baby. Like, this baby was probably a couple of days old, like in a B outfit. And I'm just like, I was like, can you hold my baby and take a picture? Okay. So I'm sitting in there not talking, and I'm sitting there like, don't drop the baby. Don't drop the baby. Still look creepy. Don't drop the baby. Still look creepy. Don't drop the baby. Still look creepy. And I'm just like, oh, you poor little thing. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest damn dynamic because I love kids. I absolutely love kids. So it was that was fun and interesting because that baby's probably going to be traumatized for the rest of her life when she sees that, and she's going to divorce her parents. And I was part of that.
I was part of that great moment that happened.
Yeah, it was changing lives. That's
what we do. So another fun question I have to ask, man, is what has been your worst bump you have taken?
Worst bump. I don't know. I haven't really had any like really bad. I'm a durable guy. I would say, luckily, I'm pretty durable. I think the worst thing that I've done is I caught a 300-pound man jumping on top of me outside. Like, he kind of rolled into me and I caught him and my head like bounced against the floor. I've taken some crazy, not necessarily like real crazy bumps. I bump really fast, so it kind of looks like I'm hitting early, but nothing too bad.
Oh, okay. Well, JJ, you got any questions you want to ask?
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. Your turn. Go ahead. You with the glasses.
All right. Yes. Okay. It's my turn. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. Okay. You're creeping me out. Your character was creeping me out a little bit. I was like, okay. Oh God. What's the best advice you could give to up and coming wrestlers coming into the industry?
Shut up and pay attention.
Okay.
Sorry for those who don't know, like previous to like us actually hitting the record button, we just had this discussion.
Yeah. Shut up and pay attention. Shut up, pay attention. That's it. Don't and always, even if you think that you went out there and did something amazing, always ask for the feedback of the respectable vets around you. Always talk to them. Talk to your vets. Respect goes a long way in this business. But coming in, being humble, and just shutting up and paying attention. You should never go to a promoter and be like, well, this is what I want to do tonight. They're giving you an opportunity to work on their show. So, hey, thank you for having me. What would you like me to do?
That's respect. My next question, let's say we had a time machine, right?
Okay.
And fast forward 5 years. Right.
Okay.
Cool. Where do you see yourself in the industry in 5 years?
Holding a title on television, whether it be New Japan or AEW. 5 years, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's a good goal. That's a good goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my next question for you is gonna be kind of a funny one. So
okay, go ahead.
Be like, what's your best match, or what's a match that you're proud of? But my question for you would be, what's one of your worst matches, or one of the matches that you're least proud
of? That is a good question. Oh God, match I'm least proud of. Ooh, there's a couple of those. There's a couple of those. Okay. Well, I worked a gentleman, and I'm not gonna name names. I'll be nice. I'm not gonna name names. And he was not paying attention, and it's somebody that I kind of trained with before, and he wasn't listening. And this business, we have things called receipts, and he learned the hard way what a real receipt was. And he took a nap in the ring for a little bit, and the match was over. And he went to. We had a nice little discussion in the back. When he came back there, we talked like civilized men would do, who beat the crap out of each other on a regular basis. But yeah, we had a nice conversation.
Oh Lord, took him to
that was one. Another one. And this one was me personally. Like I kind of went into a match thinking, all right, I'll be fine. Not taking into the factor that Heat is a motherfucker, and in my gear, in a mask, not taking in fact that again, Heat is a motherfucker. I could not breathe. So I was sitting there in a 10-minute match, and all you hear is, it was bad. It was real bad. I was like, I'm not going into labor. I'm not going into labor. This is bad. Then we're taking it home. Just take it home. Just take it home. But yeah, no, those two are probably the worst ones. There's shame. There is shame. There's definitely shame.
It's all good. And I have one more question. My final question for you will be, when it's all said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
That I was always somebody. I was always a person people wanted to come and see. That the fans never left unentertained. Like they got their money's worth when they saw me. That I went out there and I was one of the guys who constantly laid it all out for the people. Like we're in this business to entertain, and I want to be an entertainer. Like I want to be known as one of the best ones to ever put on a pair of boots.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, Cliff, back to you, buddy.
So
switching over.
Yeah, come on my direction. So one of my favorite questions to ask everybody too is, what's the hardest you've ever been hit?
Probably my concussion. I've only had one concussion in this business. Yeah, that was yeah. I don't remember finishing the match, but I remember being in the back, being like, and everybody asked me what was the finish of the match, and the only way I was able to answer that question is because I'd gone over it. Oh, it was a swanton. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, I got it right. Swanton. Yeah, but that was probably the hardest I hit, and I didn't feel it because I got hit. If you ever get a chance to watch the video of it, I got hit and I went, yeah. So.
Those are the worst. I had a friend one time. I'll share this story with you. I don't think I've ever told anybody this story, like of my recent.
I feel special.
So yeah, this could be the first time and probably the only time I'll ever talk about this story. So my buddy and I, we're in my car and we're driving around, and like how you're teenagers, you always like go to that one place to like drive around and show off your car.
Oh, of course.
So we were driving, and this kid, I don't remember how this all happened. It happened so fast, but this kid goes, "Hey, I think that kid wanted to fight me." And the brother in the car got out and he went to my friend. He goes, "You want to fight?" And my buddy just from 0 to 100. Yeah, let's go. Bam, got hit in the car. It goes open the door. Bam, he got hit again. I open up the passenger door and I run to the outside to go catch him because now he got hit and he's just falling. And he's out, like out cold. And to this day, you could ask him, by the way, Jeff, hi. You could ask him about this night. I remember everything that happened. He does not remember anything after being punched in the door.
Wow.
And I was like, Jeff
Wow.
knocked out. He's like, because the first question he asked when he came to, did I win the fight? No.
No,
You
you
can't
didn't.
remember it.
You didn't.
And he's like, he goes, oh, so what happened? I was like, I don't know. That dude said, you want to fight? And you said, yeah. He punched you in the mouth. You got out the car. I got punched again. Came over to the end of the back of the trunk. You got punched and you went down. And I caught you and I brought you to the side of the street. And he was like, it's like, oh, is that what happened? I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. He's like, well, why did I get into a fight? Bro, I don't know. And like,
Oh no, man.
he asked the same 3 questions for like 3 days. Like,
No, he was concussed.
yeah, he's asked, did I win the fight? Why did I get into a fight? And how did the other guy look? I was like, well, the other guy came out picture clean. I was like, 'cause he didn't take a punch. You took all of them. I was like,
Well, he looks fine, so I'm guessing he's all right.
you blocked all of his punches with your face. It was amazing.
Yeah. Never seen it before.
Yeah.
The only person who's ever did that fought Mike Tyson, and he like speaks in soup. So
Yeah. So it was one of those things. And it's so weird when you have a knockout, because when you have those gaps in memory and you're like trying to recall what happened, I know exactly how you're talking about it. I was like, yeah, I've had 1 or 2, but it's like that story always reminds me, because how did the fight end? Not good, bro. Not good at all.
No, not good at all. And what was weird is my trainer thought I was bullshitting him. He was like, "You finished the match perfectly fine." I was like, "I did." I was like, "Yeah, of course I did." And I'm sitting there like, "Yeah, so I'm not that bad." Like, no, you got a concussion. You got a nice looking concussion.
You're out, bro.
Yeah.
You have no idea. I've seen it, man. It was crazy, man. Like to see, like, are you a mixed martial arts fan?
Oh, I love MMA. Love it. Absolutely love it.
So a couple of my friends all fight. Like they're all pro fighters.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So the last fight my buddy was in, he fought the barber up in at the UFC for the UFC. Ryan Bam Bam Barber.
Okay.
And so Bam Bam had beaten another one of my friends who actually was his twin brother. So Jake Ellenberger's last fight was against Ryan Bam Bam Barrera, and Jake got knocked out. But then his brother before, like 4 fights before, Joe Ellenberger had got knocked out. And all they ever talk about is, dude, when I just remember seeing light, dark, and then my trainer in the back. I was like, no. I was like, that freaks me out. Like,
yeah,
it freaks me out thinking about people getting knocked out. Like, I think it's one of the coolest things to do, but it's also like one of the weirdest things to have happen, or even to like see your friend. Because I remember Chris Lieben when he was in Hawaii. I asked him. I asked him about his last fight, and he was like, "Dude," he's like, "I don't remember. I remember the bell ringing. I remember looking at. I think it was Herb Dean was reffing the fight. He asked, "Are you ready?" He asked the other person, "Are you ready?" They got in the ring. He got clipped, and like he said, everything went black. And he fought for 5 minutes, blacked out.
Yeah.
And then
Chris Lieben is a freak, man.
Yeah, and then like
he's a freak of nature.
He sits there and he's like, "Hey, so did I win that round?" And they're like, "No." He's like, "The round's over?" He's like, did I win the fight?" Like, "No." "Did I lose the fight?" Like, "No, we're in the second round." He's like, "No, I'm done." I was like, I'll never forget it. And I remember asking him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, bro." He's like, I've had so many of those fights where I just don't remember what happened. He's like, in that moment when I sat down in a chair and they told me the fight was still going, I was like, "No, bro, we can't do this." I was like,
yeah.
He's like, he's already losing.
I remember watching that. Fight. Like Chris Lieben, me and my friends used to joke like he would get hit so hard that he was one of those people like you would hit him and he'd go into zombie mode and still be like coming at you. So, and like it looked like he was knocked out on his feet and then knocked out somebody else. I'm like, how the hell is that possible? You know, that guy's a freak. That guy is a freak athlete.
In case all of our listeners are trying to figure out what we're talking about, there's this dude named Chris Lieben. He's from Hawaii. He is like one of the craziest dudes. He got knocked down his feet against – it was John Howard, right? That was the fight?
Yes.
John Howard hit this man so hard, he put him in a cage, and Chris's hands dropped, and he just took like 3 more punches to the mouth. But he never fell. And he got back up, and he just took a step towards John, and you see John's face changed. He's in here like, coo, coo, coo.
Exactly. What?
He backed up. He backed up, and you just see Chris just like, bow,
Yep.
bow,
And
bow, bow,
and dropped
bow,
him. And then dropped him.
and ended him. It was the craziest fight. I was like, I'll never forget it.
I thought I was, drunk when I saw that. I was like, I'm drinking water. They put something in his water. That's what they did. Like, there's something in his water because this does not just happen. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that again. Yep, still something in my water because this ain't possible. This is not happening.
No, and because I always think about Josh Koscheck when he fought for Fight for the Troops too, and he was a Koriyama, I think is who he fought. He hit him in the nose, and dude's hands dropped, but he was still standing, and he took like a deep breath. And Joe Rogan goes, "He's done." Boom! And then you see him drop, and I think it's Toriyama said, he's like, "I don't remember anything." He's like, "I remember getting hit, everything turned black, and then that was it. I woke up, and the ref was telling me the fight was over." It was a minute and a half.
Yeah. It's insane, man. Like I've been a UFC fan since the early days. Since you used to have to get the DVDs and stuff at Blockbuster Video. Like I've been a fan since then. Like
I watched it on VHS. That tells you everything.
Yeah, exactly. Since Faces of Death and stuff like that, when you had to see it. Yeah.
To let people know, I've been watching UFC since it was McNichols Arena before Denver ever changed it to Pepsi Center. So I watched UFC 1 through, what are they at now, 251 coming up?
When there was no weight classes and stuff like that.
No time limit.
Yeah, no time limit. People went there with shoes. Like getting hit in the balls wasn't a disqualification. It was somebody's fight strategy at one point. Like, I'm just gonna hit this guy in the dick 27 times and it's gonna be over.
There was there was a boxer who went in there with one hand with a boxing glove, the other hand was free open.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are you doing? It's insane.
To give you, JJ, to give you something to think about, right? Guys used to fight bare knuckled, right, in the UFC. However, there's a huge caveat to that. One man was always required to wear gloves. That man was named Tank Abbott.
God!
He could punch people so hard barehanded he would crack skulls and they would not heal. They forced this man to wear gloves. So while guys are training in the back, they're like, "Yeah, look how good my hand speed is." Tank Abbott's like, "Hold my beer."
Yep. Hold my beer.
He was. And he'd go out in the ring. Guys are out.
Night. One punch Tank Abbott.
He was so nasty. God,
who was it he fought? He got it. Like you saw, they did the replay where he gave the guy a body shot, and you see his whole body kind of shift and then come back in place. You know what I'm talking about?
Was that was that Elite XC or was that you?
No, it might have been Elite XC. But he hit the dude in the body. He just catched the guy with a body shot, and the guy was turning, like going away from him, and he hit him with a body shot, and it was like an explosion went off. You saw this ripple effect, and then his body comes. I'm like, everything dead on his side. Everything was dead on his side.
Yeah,
I remember sounding like a bag of crackers walking around.
Oh man, like I could not. Some of those guys getting hit, and that's like going back to what we were talking about with wrestling. Like seeing guys get concussed, man, I'm just like I fear for those guys because I'm like think about other dudes who are just taking like unprotected chair shots to the head. Like, oh my god, brutal. And like when this episode airs, we're gonna talk about a match that's gonna be kind of dated, but Codys match this last week where he took the thumbtacks to the back on the powerbomb. Like, oh, I feel so bad. I was like, that's gonna hurt. And I'm glad that he didn't get any of them in his head. Like that was one thing I was worried about. But they're like all in his back and his tricep, his elbow. I was like, ugh. I was like, I want to take a thumbtack spot one time just to say I did it and never do it again.
I'm good. I'm good.
I've never liked the thumbtack spot. I remember it was Mick Foley versus Randy Orton, and Randy did tried to do RKO, and Mick Foley pushed him.
Yeah.
And he went. I was like, "Yep, nope, never, nope."
Yeah.
I was like, that was when I was like, I do not like thumbtack spots. Whenever that people bring up the thumbtacks, I'm like, oh no.
I've seen people do them, and it was like watching them on television and watching them live, completely different things. Like seeing them, especially being in the back when they're getting popped out of people. I'm like, ow, 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 ow.
That's
I'm good.
we were talking about that. They're like, it's worse. It's worse taking them out than it is leaving them or getting them put in.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
They say
It's
imagine
10
you get all that
times.
adrenaline pumping. Yeah.
And then you get that adrenaline dump, and you're tired, and then next thing you know, you got to get these sharp objects pulled out of you. Yeah, that's change your life.
Knock it off, fucker.
Exactly. Stop it.
All right, so Adrian, we have the world famous 3-count, 10-count questions.
Okay, let's go. I'm ready for it.
So, no way you can fail at this. We have had all sorts of crazy answers.
I've been studying, so I'm good. I've definitely been studying.
Can't fail this test. So, let's put on the imaginary timer. Bing! There it goes. Okay. All right, first question. Favorite wrestling match of all time?
Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Or there's so many, but Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, WCW, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, WWE, anything with Eddie Guerrero in it. Eddie Guerrero, Dave Malenko. Yeah.
What is your favorite candy?
Heath bars.
And
I'm not a big candy fan, but I like Heath bars.
Speaking of Heath, who's your favorite member of 3MB?
Heath Ledger? No, I'm joking. Drew McIntyre.
You said Heath Ledger too. I was like, I'm pretty sure Heath Ledger was gone before.
Yeah, McIntyre, definitely McIntyre.
SmackDown or Raw?
Oh, definitely SmackDown.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Friday night, what you doing?
Training.
Favorite movie?
Unbreakable.
Oh.
If not Unbreakable, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah. Well, oh yeah, definitely. Last show you binge watched?
The Kingdom. Not the Japanese one, but the MMA show that had Frank Grillo, Jonathan Tucker, about MMA fighters. You're an MMA fan, I suggest watching it because Chris Lieben's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the first season. Yeah, that's the last show I binge watched.
So, JJ's favorite question. It's your autobiography movie. Who's playing you?
Who's playing me? Ooh, I don't know. That's gonna be hard. Idris Elba, maybe.
Okay.
yeah, probably Idris Elba.
I like that.
Yeah.
Heimdall himself.
Yeah. There you go. I like that.
Favorite curse word?
Probably motherfucker.
Hey, that's our quiz, man.
Probably motherfucker. Motherfucker is definitely my favorite cuss word.
Well, that's the 3-count questions, man. So, do us a favor, man. Plug your social medias. Let people know where fans can find you.
You can find me at Prince Shongo on Instagram, Prince Shongo on Facebook. And you know, your nightmares.
All right. Well, this is the 3-count presents Now Entering the Ring with Adrian Sanders, a.k.a. Prince Shongo. I am Clifford Red Dog Miller here with the Napster JJ. And tune into the next episode. So either be there or be somewhere else.
Or I'll find you.
What's going on, 3-Count Nation? I'm Clifford Red Dog Miller with the catchphrase. But what I really want you to do right now, go to twitter.com, right? Go over there, find us at the 3count_pod, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment. We want to talk to you guys. Go to IG at the 3count pod. Give us a like, give us a follow, leave us a comment. We want to interact with you. Go to youtube.com, give us a subscribe, turn the bell on, turn the notifications, leave a comment. We want to talk to you. Go to anchor.fm/the 3count podcast, and in there, you can leave us a message, and we will talk to you. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that we want to talk to you. We want to have fun with you guys, and we love listening to what you guys have to say. Also, one thing I need you to do for me, the 3 Count Podcast also has merchandise. Oh, at prowrestlingtees.com/the 3 Count Pod. Please go buy our t-shirts. We love you guys and we hope you love us too. So show us some support, please.